Now we'll see under detectors the detector response time. So your detector response time is going to be based on the pin diode there. So here your depletion layer photocurrent we are going to see. So first we are going to consider a reverse bias pin diode where we are going to have a p-type material and an intrinsic material and an n-type material there. So here in this case, when a light is going to be instant on this p-type material, there is going to be an electron diffusion that is going to take place from the p-type to the I layer and from the n-type to the I layer there. So in the p-type, the minority carriers are going to be the electron, and that is going to be the diffusion process that is going to take place there. And in n-type, it is going to be the holes, and the hole diffusion is going to take place. And when this instant light is going to penetrate inside the depletion layer or into the I layer, we know that the carriers are going to be, this field is going to be of high field intensity. So as a result, the carriers are going to be drifted towards the junction of your p-type material and your n-type material there. So in the depletion layer, drifting action takes place, and in the p and n-type layer, the diffusion process takes place there. So we can say that the total current density through the depletion layer is going to be your J total is equal to JDR plus J diffusion. So where J will be the drift current density due to the carriers that is going to be generated in the depletion region, and J diff is nothing but the diffusion current density which is going to be due to the carriers generated outside the depletion region there. So here the drift current density is going to be expressed as JDR is equal to IP by A, where A is nothing but the photodiode area, and JDR can be given in terms of flux, the photon energy, as Q into phi naught into 1 minus e power minus alpha s is the absorption coefficient, and W is going to be the width of the depletion region there. So we can denote phi naught as the instant photon flux per unit area. So we want to express the diffusion current density there. So the diffusion current density is going to be given as Q phi naught alpha s into diffusion length of the p-type material plus 1 by 1 plus alpha s into LP e per minus alpha s W plus Q into Pn naught dP by LP, where dP is nothing but the whole diffusion coefficient and Pn is nothing but the whole concentration in the n-type material, and P naught is nothing but the equilibrium hole density there. So here your total current is nothing but the combination of your drift current as well as your diffusion current there. So we can write it as Q phi naught into 1 minus e power minus alpha s W divided by 1 plus alpha s LP in plus Q Pn naught into dP by LP. So now we want to calculate what is the response time. So the factors that are going to determine the response time of a photodiode. The response time is when a light is going to fall on the photodiode, that light should be converted into an electrical energy there. So the immediate response, that response time is going to depend on the transit time of the photocarriers in the depletion region, and it is going to depend on the diffusion time of the photocarriers outside the depletion region, and next it is going to depend on the RC time constant of the diode on the external circuit. So here your transit time is going to be given as TD is equivalent to W by VD. So here the circuit after the photodetector is going to act like a RC low pass filter there. So where this low pass filter is going to have a pass band given by 2 pi RT CT. So where RT is nothing but the parallel combination of the source resistance and the load resistance of the photodetector there, and CT is nothing but your amplifier resistance plus your diffusion amplifier capacitance plus your diffusion capacitance connected in parallel combination. So here a photodiode responds to the optical pulse. So we are going to send a rectangular pulse to your photodetector there. So when the rectangular pulse is going to be sent to the detector, the TR is nothing but the rise time. So rise time is nothing but when the pulse rises from 10% to 90%, we call that as the rise time there, the photodiode voltage response. And the fall time is nothing but when the pulse falls from 90% to 10%, we call the time to be your fall time there. So here we are going to see this is your percentage of total output versus your time. So here initially, due to the response time of the fast carriers, we can see that the current is going to increase with respect to time, or we are going to have the output to be increased with respect to time there. So at the initial stage here, when the time is going to be less, your current is going to increase fast, and the response is going to be due to the fast carriers there. So once the current reaches your 50%, and after that if you see, the response of the curve is going to be mainly due to your slow carriers that is going to be present. That is because of that, because photodiode is not going to be completely depleted of your charge carriers. We are going to have the diffusion current also to be present. So because of that, the slow carriers are going to be present, and this response is also going to be slowly increasing there. So the various optical responses of your photodetectors are, we are going to see that trade-off is going to be between the quantum efficiency and the response time. So we need to achieve a high quantum efficiency there. To achieve high quantum efficiency means the depletion layer width should be larger than the inverse of the absorption coefficient there. So when the depletion layer width is going to be larger than this, then in that case most of the light will be absorbed there. So then in that case quantum efficiency will be more. But at the same time, when I am going to go for larger width of your depletion region, then the capacitance will become less. So when the capacitance becomes less, your RC time constant will become smaller. So when RC time constant is going to be smaller, it is going to lead to a faster response. But when I am going to go for wide width there, then in that case we are going to have the larger time constant there. So here as a result, your depletion layer width is going to be more. So therefore we should see that there is going to be a trade-off between the bandwidth and the quantum efficiency and the response time. So we width and the absorption coefficient there. So we can write it as 1 by alpha s greater than or equivalent to omega but less than or equivalent to 2 by alpha s. So now this is your photodiode pulse response under various detector parameters. So first is, when I am going to detect, the photodiode is expected to detect a pulse response there, that is a rectangular input pulse. So we are going to see under three different conditions there. One is when the capacitance value is going to be small. So when the capacitance value is going to be small, then automatically the width of the depletion region, RC time constant, is also going to be small. So here that means that width is going to be greater than the absorption coefficient. So when the RC time constant is going to be small, your response is going to be similar to that of the rectangular pulse. So you will be having a rise time and a fall time there, and the response is going to be close to that of a rectangular pulse. And next is when I am going to go for large Cj. So when I am going to have a larger Cj, then automatically my width of the capacitance will be lesser than, it is not greater, it is lesser than 1 by alpha s. So when it is going to be lesser than alpha s, your RC time constant is going to be more. If the RC time constant is going to be more, it will take more amount of time to charge. So that means for the signal to rise from 10 to 90%, it will take more amount of time. Similarly, for the signal to fall from 90 to 10%, it will take more amount of time because of this large capacitance there. And fourth one is when you are going to have the depletion layer width to be very thin. So if the depletion layer width is going to be very thin, initially the light is going to enter faster. So here the response is going to be initially fast, and after that we are going to have the slow component response because of the charge carriers that is going to be present, the slow charge carriers there. So here we will be having when the depletion layer width is going to be thin, we are going to have a mixed response of the fast components as well as the slow components there. And then once during the falling pulse, when this small, we are going to have the capacitance value is going to be smaller. That means that the width is going to be lesser than your 1 by alpha s. We are going to have the diffusion component to occur. So here your response is going to be like this there. So these are your pulse responses under various detector parameters. Thank you.